Let's can some jalapenos. Believe it or not, these peppers came from the same plant. The red ones have just been on the plant a little longer, and it can make them sweeter and spicier. This is my last batch and last harvest of jalapenos from the garden this year, so let's get to it. And there are a lot. Go ahead and wash your peppers and get an ice bath started. Remember, we're about 24 hours out from actually canning these peppers. Jalapenos are hot, so I do recommend using a glove, but I don't have a glove, so I'm going to try to use this sandwich bag and see how this goes. The whole point of canning is preserving food that you're going to use. So I'm cutting mine into little circles because I put them in my chili. But a friend of mine says that she eats poppers, so we're going to try to can some poppers too and see how those turn out later. So here goes the poppers. So I'm just going to cut them once in half, and I'm going to go ahead and take the seeds out. But what I later learned after making this video is after you put them in the ice bath, the seeds just pop right out, so I wouldn't even worry about cutting them out when they're fresh like that. My sandwich bag for a glove ended up failing me, so I had to grab a gallon bag and put a rubber band around my wrist, which this ended up working for me. Alright, the peppers are ready to go in the fridge for the night in the ice bath. Make sure they're all submerged in the water. Now it's time to take them out. It's okay if the ice is pretty much melted because they're in the fridge. Now we're going to make our brine. Just like when we made banana peppers, we're going to do a 4-to-2 ratio. So 4 cups of white vinegar with 5% acidity and 2 cups of water. I encourage kids to help, but again, jalapenos are hot, so please be very careful. Let's fill these cups up with our peppers now. The canning funnel coming in clutch again, and look how pretty those look. Can't wait to eat them. Alright, get your canning spatula out and go ahead and push those peppers down and get all the air bubbles out. And as you can see, there's so much more room left after I used the spatula initially, so you can even put more peppers in the top to save space. Here's a little look at how I put those poppers in the jar. We're going to can those just as we would the circles, and now we're going to get our lids boiling and our brine to a rolling boil as well and ready to go to put in the cans. Now that my jars are filled, I'm going to add a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of lemon juice, again to kill any bad bacteria that may be in there. Make sure you're only using kosher or canning salt, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of garlic, minced garlic into my jars as well to give it a little flavor. Alright, we're gearing up for our final step in the canning process here. We've got our canning funnel ready, our lid magnet, our rag with our white vinegar on it to wipe the tops off, and lastly our ladle to scoop out the brine and put it in our jars. Using our ladle, we're going to put our brine in our jars and fill them up to the neck of the jar, and then we're going to get our spatula back out and get any air bubbles out of there, wipe off the rim with our white vinegar rag, and then put our lids on, seal finger tight. Here are the finished product. If you need to grab any of the products that you've seen in this video, please check out the description of this video for the Amazon links to get your stuff.